Practice number 3 today. Super excited about what we got done last week. I thought Friday and Saturday were a good introduction. Guys really handled it well. One thing about having so many returning players, they kind of know the standard, and the new guys that are coming in kind of jumped in right away. But I thought we had a big jump from Friday to Saturday, and not that Friday was bad, but I just thought there was a nice jump. We stayed in the red area, tried to minimize their exposure to soft tissue. So excited to get this week. This is a big week. This is probably, in the whole look of the season, this will be the most work we get done in a short amount of time. You know, from a perspective in the NCAA, we get a 20-hour work week when the school starts, but, you know, we're having our guys in the building here from anywhere from 12 to 15 hours a day. So those guys get a lot of work during this camp time that really is unprecedented any other time. So excited for that. A couple of injury updates. I know a lot of you guys have been out practice. So JC's just got a little plantar fascia. Just kind of want to boot him up and really just get him get off it for probably this week and maybe a little bit of next week. We think if we can get that calmed down, and then really basically 2 weeks out from game day, should be good to go, both those guys. And the same thing with Aiden Kanopik. He just aggravated his knee a little bit, an injury that he had before he came here. We did some things to alleviate that, but with that, we have to stay off it for about a week to 10 days. So both those guys should be back with us at the end of next week, if not sooner. J.J. Hurtis, unfortunately, a really promising young old lineman. He had an injury in high school that was surgery before we came here. He couldn't come out last spring, or he's here, but he couldn't do spring ball. Got himself back, worked himself back, but he literally had the same injury now to the other knee. So unfortunately, he'll be out for the fall. Him and Grant Smith are the only two that right now project not to be with us in the fall from a playing standpoint because of injury. And in today's world of college football, that actually has a huge effect because you can have kids that are declared out for the season. You can add bonus spots to your roster. So unfortunately, those two won't be with us on the field, but we can add 2 more guys to our roster currently. So that's a good thing.
So without JC and Aiden, who's getting in at left tackle? Who's getting the benefit of
well, Nathan is his little brother, and then Tyler McMillan is also another guy that has popped over there on the right side. And then, Melvin's been absolutely awesome over there on his side, and backing him up is Zafir. So those 4 guys, I think the blessing in disguise, we kind of see with those, we didn't have McMillan or Nathan in spring ball, so it was kind of thrust into the action a little bit faster than we had expected, but it's actually probably good for us in the long run.
I guess on the offensive line front, Dez has been in the green jersey.
Yeah, so Dez had surgery whatever week we're on, so when you have the surgery that he has, you have to be out X number of weeks, and they won't come off that. He's actually been a little bit ahead of schedule with his recovery, but he won't get cleared for full contact until not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday, and then he should be with us.
You mentioned this week would be most intense. Is it any different in your time in Illinois and how you're approaching it, given the number of veterans you have and the physicality?
Well, I say intense. I'm talking more about work hours, not necessarily the practice. But to that point, I think one of the things that I constantly probably consume myself with, and probably in this year, it kind of reminds me of rosters I've had in my past coaching career that I have so many veteran players coming back with a lot of talent. I think that's more around the scrimmage type things, right? Like then those guys would probably be the first that would want to fight me if I tried to take them out of practices. But I think you do have to be somewhat aware of, right, like how we're going to practice those guys when the scrimmages come on. As far as, as much as I'd love to see tackle football, I don't know how much I need to tackle Aiden Lawfrey and Caden Fagan, those 2 guys, and to be honest, Khalil Valentine is as good as he's ever looked. So those 3 guys in particular are 3 major ball carriers. We'll get some work with them, but I just don't know how much we'll take them to the ground.
Coach Lander, number 12 in the coaches poll. Any thoughts on that?
Obviously Brett gave me an awareness. I get it. Like, I understand it. I always go back to, everything seems to go back to either 1990 or 2008, right? Like every stat known to man. I was 20 when I was 1990, so it was a long time ago because I'm 55 now. So I'm excited, for our program. I'm excited for, Josh and the athletic department, but for us as coaches, especially now as players, right? Like I did put it up on, I meet with our team every night before practice. It was one of the first couple things I showed them. I said, hey, this is great for the outside world to talk about. But the reason we got here is we attack practice 3 the right way. We can have good things happen. So we'll see where it goes. I don't even vote on the coaches poll. I refuse to be on that poll. I've never done that. Since I've come here to Illinois, and I stopped doing it when I was at Arkansas. It's just something I just don't want to do. So we got ranked that high, and I didn't even vote. So that's
Brett,
there
were
it
you
goes.
excited, or
have you been excited about? What are you excited about with that wide receiver group?
Yeah, well, I love watching Step work. Been around a lot of really good coaches, and Step, just the way he engages. I showed a clip to our guys the other day. You know, if you go to Denver, there's two receivers, Cortland Sutherland and Pat are both there. And when I think Cortland just got awarded some big contract, right? And they asked him a question, and he literally brought up Step by name and referred to him by my wide receiver coach, Justin Step. And kids in that position don't say things about people they don't love, right? So, like, it just shows me. And then in our room, it's just Malik Elzy has looked outstanding. I'm very excited. I grabbed him the other day. I thought he did some things in Saturday's practice that, you know, I've seen him do at times, but he's done it with a little bit more consistency right now. Hank Beatty and Colin Dixon just continue to be very impressive. I think Hudson Clement has really taken a big jump from where he was in the spring. Alex Kapka-Jones, same thing. Mario Sanders has had two really good practices, right? So, you know, there's probably 6-7 guys in the wide receiver room that we're excited about and see exactly where they can go.
I'm curious, the secondary, for being so experienced, how you feel that from a communication standpoint with Sid and Mac and Miles, and Xavier especially.
Sid.
It's the third time I've done that today. Matt Bailey.
Yes. Well, first off, you know, you guys interviewed Matt the other day. I don't know who asked the question, but somebody asked him about practice, and he made reference to being able to watch the guys that he did, and I actually played that in front of the team last night. So I do listen to you guys, right? But I thought it was a great response because, you know, Matt said that he developed his practice habits because of Sid, right? And it's very easy to see that. I always go back to the first practice that Sid ever wasn't at when we were in bowl prep. Sid had a pre-practice routine that was very detailed, very, very well organized, and the very first practice he wasn't there, I saw Matt Bailey carry it out to a T, right? And so I know that I've seen veteran players affect our younger players, and now those guys, when Xavier Scott's not out there, he is literally coaching every kid on the sideline. And I think they feel so confident in what they're saying, what they're doing, they just spread it around. And those three guys, and I'm telling you, the best talker back there might be Matt Krasetich. He's got the best hair and the best communication skills. So those guys overall, I think it's just a reflection of their coaches, Aaron Henry and Corey Parker. You guys know, interviewing them, they can talk, right? So I think those kids naturally come by it, honestly.
I guess with the two guys that have been ruled out for the fall, how does that affect you maybe at the end of camp where you said maybe get down from 16 to 110?
Yeah, great question. So literally, if somebody is, so when the new world order of college football said 105, a lot of concern from coaches came, right? I've been working out at 120, and 120 works. And then, you know, last year when we went to bowl game prep, there were literally 18 guys that couldn't practice, right, like for the bowl game. And now you're down to a 102-man roster, and, you know, you got guys that are redshirted. So we're really worried about that 105 number, and that's when they incorporated the idea that, you know, whatever the number is from that opening week, you can't add guys into it, right? But up until then, if a player is not eligible or not able to play because of medical conditions for the year, you can substitute and put him on kind of like not an injury reserve, but he's on a roster spot that he can still be in the building, get all the rehab medical meetings, but you could substitute another player to have more to practice with. So even though those two guys can't go, it does give us two more practice spots from our 116 that we got to cut down from.
Brett, obviously, you
Do one more after this.
recruit 26 all the way to the end, but having so many guys committed, what's that allow for you in future classes in 26?
Yeah, well, I think more than anything in today's world, you know, I think a lot of schools are starting to recruit high school athletes less, right? So we absorbed anybody that we thought I probably went higher than I originally intended, just because we could get our hands on some really good players, and I would rather recruit, hold, and develop than have to go in a portal. But we felt really good about these guys. Got some guys that we didn't think we were going to get. Obviously fell short on a couple. But you know, I think overall, I think Illinois will constantly, as long as I'm here, probably be under that mode of bringing in more guys and less. Yeah, it allows you to concentrate very specific at the end. We knew exactly what we wanted, how we wanted to do it. Just because they said yes to somebody else doesn't mean they've told us no altogether, right? So we still got some work to do, but you know, we've already turned to the 27 prospects. Obviously, I think we've had a good start there, and I think we're really close on a couple others.
Coaches, have you ever had a team kind of buy into the hype, and is that a concern at all with this team that they read
The outside world? Yeah. You know, I think that's probably a case-by-case individual basis. Obviously, the proof in the pudding will be at the end of the year. I really, you know, one of the things that I've kept my guard up on here is it's such a new thing for everybody, right? Like fans, media, ticket office, right? Like everybody, they've never had this before, so a lot of people don't know how to handle it around them. But I think these guys, we have enough carryover from the 23 roster that I think that'll be there, as well as some of the guys that we brought in from other places have gone through some setbacks, some heartaches. So, and we'll address it every day. I think this group is going to be focused on getting good on practice 3, and we'll see where it goes.